One of my viewers on one of my recent videos, I can't recall which ones, but I think it was either this one that's up there just before I put this one up or one before that, but says, I'll send you my truck so you can do some body work. Well, come on, in this hot weather, I got a lot of work to do here on this stuff here. This is coming through again, although on the back it's fine. I need to do touch up here. And up underneath the fender I got a piece of foam in here. Actually it's a pool noodle and caulking. And I need to go back over this, but the bad part is over here. This was a patch I made a few years ago. But this has got to be all dug out here because this is all rotting out here. And over here, in various places. And of course the paint is peeling, but that's it. In here. This is all holding up pretty good. So I got my own work to do here, never mind doing anybody else's. So with temperatures like this that you can't even breathe, I mean you die out here. And I know I've been putting that body work off for a very long time. It's just a losing battle. But as you can plainly see, that 94 to Econoline needs a lot of work. And so I'm sorry, I know a lot of you guys, matter of fact quite a few of you, subscribe to my channel mainly because of the bodywork videos. Well, I'm sorry. It's not that I want to disappoint you. I just can't work in this heat and humidity. And to tell you the honest truth, it's a losing battle. It's about 10:15 in the morning right now. I want to try to knock out this video real quick here. I'm going to draw a schematic of that tube tester. I'm going to draw a schematic of that battery charger. I put it away, but I'm going to go from memory here. There seems to be, I don't know, John Svita seems to insist that that is the secondary that's open. That is not the secondary. That is the primary. There are two windings on the primary. More than likely it's probably one with a tap. But if it's two windings, they're simply tied together on a tap. Alright, before I get on to the battery charger circuit, I could not get this dial off. Now, one of my viewers gave me a link to a website that there's a lot of old phones there, and they showed pictures of how to remove the dial. None of them matched this. The dial was similar. Upon closer examination, as far as I can tell, there are two square holes here. I can't get any screwdriver that I've got will fit in there. Even, I've got screwdrivers that are smaller than 1/8 inch, and I couldn't get it in there. But I couldn't get this out. So what I did is exactly what I said I was going to do. I sprayed WD-40 up underneath here. It was kind of a mess. This was white. It turned this kind of a dark color, but it looks neat. It looks old. But now if you look at the dial now, alright, works good. Although if I go real slow, well, now it seems to be working, even though it goes slow. Originally it didn't. It took quite a while for this to start working after I sprayed it with WD-40. And I had a lot of a mess on here with the WD-40. But I sprayed exactly what I said I was going to do up underneath there. So this is working. This ain't bad. I can live with that. I would sure like to, one of my viewers, I haven't answered the comments yet. I know Atco has some candlestick phone. Boy, I'd love to get a hold of an old candlestick phone. I really would, but I can't afford the prices those things are going for. I mean, it's more than just a skid. It would be something neat to have with the rotary dial, not these imitation things with the push buttons. Although I would settle for that for the skid. But anyway, this is working good. Seems to be just about normal. It's like I say, it took quite a while. So the WD-40, thank you for that, James Asbell, for telling me about the WD-40. I think one other viewer said that too. All right, let's get on to the schematic here, because I want to point something out to John Speeder, who insists that that's the secondary that's open. It's not the secondary. It's the primary. I can't find a schematic on that. I think it's a J512 or something like that. I put it away in the other shed. It is not, I don't have a schematic on it. I looked. You can buy them on eBay, the battery chargers, but no schematic. That would confirm my, if I'm wrong and that is a secondary, then I better get back to electronics. I go back to school, because I'm telling you, there's a lot I don't know, but I do know that it is the primary. There's no way in hell that that can be the secondary, because the windings are way too thin, and that switch is controlling the neutral. I know it's wrong to switch the neutral. Even John Speeder said that. I agree, but that is the design of the battery charger. Let's get on to the battery charger, because this video is going to be long if I don't stop talking. Okay, I think I got a good shot there for you. I'm not a very good drawer. I'll never make a schematic drawer, because I can't seem to put things in perspective. I never could. All right. I'm going to have to point out what I drew here, because my writing is awful. The center pin here is the ground pin. Okay, that wire goes directly to the case of the battery charger. Okay, disregard the secondary, which is only one winding, and disregard I didn't trace that all out. All I know is there's two heavy wires coming out of the back. That's all there is. Okay, and one could be grounded. It could be a full wave bridge rectifier. I don't know. I didn't investigate that. The only thing I did investigate is there are two heavy, very thick, heavy wires coming out of the back. Okay? That's all there is on the secondary. This is the primary. John, this is the primary. Okay? This is the black wire on the primary, which goes to the hot side. The black wire goes right up to the plug. That's your hot side of the plug. It goes directly to the transformer. The wire is going right into the transformer. There are no terminals on there. And that goes directly in. It does not go to the switch. So yes, the neutral is switched. But I didn't design this circuit. Why they switched the neutral, I don't know. But it's a hazard. But they do it. Maybe because if they switch to hot, if the switch button came off and you're in a garage or something, you could get electrocuted because you'd be switching to hot. Whereas maybe they feel safer switching the neutral. But you're still going to get current flow from here, keep flowing through here, and you're going to get a shock anyways. All right. This is the neutral right here. I jumped over. See the jump over? That's a jump over symbol. This is the 3-position switch. The switch, when it's up in the upper one position, it's in the high, and it's going, I didn't draw it, and I should. Didn't draw that out. We'll use a pen. I hope you can read it. That's the blue. All right. That's the blue. So it's in the high position. This is the neutral now. The neutral goes on the center pin, center contact, I should say. There's 3 pins coming off that switch, as you saw in those videos. The neutral white wire goes to that, which is the switchable part. So it's thrown to the blue, which has continuity. Okay? When you throw this switch to the center position, it's off. That's OFF I wrote there. I know my writing is horrible. And when it's down, it's thrown to the white, which I didn't draw either. Alright? It goes to the white. The white winding is open. This is all primary. Now John is trying to educate me on stuff that I already know. Current is introduced in the primary and it is magnetically coupled to the secondary. Well, I knew that when I first started studying electronics. But he's insisting that that's the secondary. John, it is not the secondary that's open. Part of the primary is open. You got 120 volts going from the black. When this switches over in the position that it's in now, from the neutral, this is part of your primary. It's a smaller, less winding primary than this one. This one has more windings, and I think that's why it can cause the output, when this is working good, will give you a lower current, although it would actually give you a lower voltage too, and maybe that's how this charger works. There's no regulation circuit in here, no special charging, overcharging circuit in here. Okay, so this is all one winding. It's like a auto transformer, AUTO, auto transformer, similar to what a variac is, okay, only it's fixed. So if this is all working good, you should get a reading, a resistance reading from here to here. But we don't. And we don't get a reading from here to here. So this winding is open. Probably at this point, like John pointed out, but I'm not going to tear into it. The battery charge is all put together. I put a notation inside in case I ever get rid of it, which I probably won't, because it's heavier, it puts out more than any other battery charger I got, so I'm going to hang on to it. I put a notation on the white cable here, a little sticky tag saying primary white winding open. And then I put a tag on the outside, the 2 amp trickle charge function does not work. Because in later years I might forget and do that and wonder why, and you know, I do forget things as years go on. Nothing new. When you get old, this happens. So this is a continuous winding. Now there could be a heavier winding here, which most likely is a heavier winding from here to here, all right, which is needed in order to draw 50 amp boost out of this end. This would be a thinner wire, more windings perhaps, more turns in other words, but thinner. So when they wind the coil, this coil here is probably wound closer to the core. Then the leads are brought up internally on the transformer up to this point. When they wind this coil, they just bring that lead up and they terminate it here, and then you come out with your blue wire, in this case, which comes out and then has a pigtail, a spade connector on the end, and it connects to the center terminal of the switch. The same with this. So this is one continuous primary with a tap. However, the windings here on the high current, used for the high current side, is going to be heavier wire. Maybe, I didn't measure it, probably anywhere from 3 to 5 ohms DC resistance, whereas this could be maybe 10 or 15 or 20 ohms. I don't know, I didn't measure it. You can't measure this because this is open. So, I hope I made myself clear on this. It is not the secondary that's open. This is not involved with this winding any shape, way, or form, except magnetically. Alright, I hope that is clarified, and if a schematic can be found on this very model, which I didn't write it down, but I think it's a J512, or yeah, a J512 I believe it is. If I'm wrong, then I better go back to school and study electronics, because I know nothing. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, everybody.